start off by asking you to imagine a scenario. Imagine your dream is to become a doctor. And you apply to medical school 8 times. You write the same exam, you write the same application for every medical school in Canada 8 times. And you don't get it. How must the person there be feeling? They might be thinking, medicine's not it for me, even though they really want to pursue it. Imagine you're a kid and you're playing basketball and you're at a camp and they tell you you aren't coordinated just by birth and you'll never be a good basketball player, never be social, never be a sportive man. Imagine you write a math test or you're in school and your entire academic career you never do good. And they say, and it would be easy to think that, I'm just not good at math. Those are all real situations, and 2 of the 3 I've been in, not medical school, hopefully not. And today, it's going to be my goal to share you my perspective on 2 universal truths that you can accept, that can help change your mindset in a way that can help you achieve whatever you define as success. This happened to me as I was talking to a mentor about my academic grades. Right now I consider myself excelling academically, but back in grade 8, and back in I consider a long time ago, it wasn't always the case, that's for sure. I was also more of definitely a rowdy kid, and I didn't really know what to do. And then my mentor said that absolutely everything that happens in your life, whether good or bad, is completely your fault. And my first reaction when I heard that was, what the? I was so adversarial to just the idea of extreme accountability. But the more I thought about it, I realized, okay, besides some obvious exceptions, for example, the way you're born, which is basically the only exception, I realized that in your own life, where you want to be and the circumstances you want to get to are completely within your influence. And if you accept the fact that, okay, everything is my fault, it's sort of a double-edged sword. If you think like that, even if it is definitely a harsh way to think, it can make you feel bad at first, sure. It can make you feel like you're not good enough because, okay, everything's my fault. Then I'm not able to do it because I've been doing something wrong this whole time. But if you believe that everything is your fault, you have the complete and utter ability to change whatever circumstance or whatever situation you're in. Think about that. Let's say I do better on my math test for the past 6 years of my academic career, which I did. And I might think, and I know a lot of my friends, I'm not going to name anyone, who think, I'm just bad at math. But I make it my absolute duty, and I find it very passionate for me in this life to say, no. If you're bad at math, you have the complete and absolute ability to change it. And I've applied that same philosophy to everything I've done in my life, whether that be in sports, academics, public speaking, relationships. And I'm going to bring you through a reflection process of self-analysis to help you apply this life philosophy to achieve whatever it may be you define as success. A lot of us, I think everyone here, has heard the saying, practice makes perfect. But in reality, practice does not make perfect. If you do the same thing every time and expect different results, you're not thinking in a positive way. It's more so the feedback loop of me saying, okay, I did this led to X outcome, but now, if I think about what led to that, I have the ability to change it. An example of this could be in the beginning of level 1 or grade 8. There was this, we had an awards assembly at the beginning of every year. That's no longer the case, but we did when I was in level 1. And they announced this thing called Scholars Guild. Now what this was at the time was a list of people who had the 10 highest academic averages in the grade. And to my surprise, I wasn't on there at level 1. And that made me really upset. Trust me when I say really. I was furious. The easy choice for me to do would have been said, okay, I'm bad at school. I might as well pursue another career option because for me, I want to pursue a career that requires high academics. However, I realized that the easiest thing to do is often the worst option. So what I did is I took a piece of paper, I got home, after talking to my mentor, in which he gave me this lesson, and I wrote down, okay, what is everything that I love in my life? What is everything good that has happened to me? This could be your family, the current situation you're in, access to a healthy body, good food. This could be anything, depends on the person. And then I wrote down everything bad that has happened to me that day, it could be that year, or things I'm just not happy with about myself. And once you do this, if you accept the fact, okay, all of these things, whether good or bad, are my fault, then you can directly influence all of these things. So for me, with academics, I thought, okay, well, why did this happen to me? Okay, I didn't study enough, I spent too much time with friends, which is, not really a bad thing. I don't know, I got distracted too much. And if you accept that life philosophy, which I think a lot of us do, but just don't consciously think about it, then you can directly start thinking, okay, how can I change these circumstances? Maybe I should study more, get more organized. And once this happens, and once you consciously make the decision to think this way, everything can change. You become, for example, more grateful. I was already given these circumstances. I know there are hundreds of millions of people who are in much worse situations than we are. For example, being in Gaza, or in a place that's a war-torn country. We're all in Canada at the moment, and that's already something to be grateful for. And you realize that these circumstances have been given to me, and all these bad circumstances that may happen to me can be changed because of the place I'm in right now. If you simply do that self-analysis process of writing down the things you don't like about yourself or bad that happened to you, and you make a conscious decision on how you can do something every day to change them, which is hard. I know it's hard because someone might write down, okay, I'm addicted to something, and that's hard to come out of. But in accepting the truth that this is my fault, it gives you this tiny sliver of motivation, which can then turn into discipline, which can help you get out of the situation. And in doing so, you become very self-confident. If you achieve all the things you write down and fix the endless amount, it never stops, the endless amount of issues or things you're not satisfied with yourself, you can say, okay, I did this, I changed this, I fixed this. And this can help you develop as a person. And the most beneficial benefit I've seen come out of this is a way in which you can help others, which is what I'm trying to do today. Because if you realize this, and you fix something that's been a thorn in your side, for example, math, your entire life, and you overcome this by believing in this life philosophy, you can in turn help others overcome it too. In sum, in accepting self-accountability and using strategic self-analysis to analyze all the bad and all the good that happens into your life, you can become more confident, you can have more self-love and self-respect, and you can help others. Thank you.